Hello and welcome to part 2 of ships from the 30th anniversary bundle. In this video we are looking at the Terran Monitor. The shields we'll be looking at will be from the Dilithium store and they are available at certain events of the year, and we'll also be looking at the Zen store. As usual, the chapters are listed in the description down below. First up is currently the only shield available in the Zen store. This is the Alliance Vanity shield and it comes as part of the Khitomer Alliance bundle. In that bundle you get this shield, the Khitomer Alliance uniforms and an upgrade. So looking at the shield, we have a white hull, we've got this dark grey shading and this gold shading as well. Then we see on the two deflectors there, this lovely cyan colour. Then we've got this goldish orange colour effect going on the Bessard collectors here. At the rear we've got red through orange and yellow into white there for the impulse engines. And then we've got this cyan colour here for the nacelles. And then we see some of the red line piping effect going on, along with more of the grey and gold shading. Now unfortunately, as this is a white hull, this is about to get a bit bright as we rotate through the light until they get this fixed on the ship customizer. So rotating a bit further than normal, and from the top down we are seeing more of the grey shading here. Touches of the gold with that cyan lighting effect there, and then on this module which launches the fighters, we've got more of the grey, the gold and the red there. Then looking at the underside, again try to keep out the light as much as possible. Got more of the grey and we can see that there underneath the nacelles, and more of the red lines as well, and we see a bit of the gold from the underside of that module there. Now we come to the first Vanity shield from the Dilithium store. This is a very popular shield in the game and it is the Baul Vanity shield. So we've got this dark hull material, see this red effect going on here with the Bessard collectors. Then we've got this dull cyan kind of colour going on with the deflector arrays here. The rear we've got that lovely red effect going on the impulse engines, and then that dull cyan again for the warp engines there. So let's see a bit of an etched pattern there as the light's hitting this section. As we rotate through, we can see more of that etched design going through the hull material. These standard red lines from the ship model itself really do pop well against this shield. Then we've got some of this orange shading as well, with this being a Terran ship. And we've got more of the same there on the underside with the orange, the cyan, and then obviously these lovely red lines against this dark hull material, and more of that etched pattern into the hull material itself. Here we have the Borg Vanity shield. So this gives your vessel the look of a liberated Borg ship, not the assimilated ones. Does cause some confusion and frustration and disappointment, as I've said quite a bit in previous videos. So looking at the shield itself, we've got this grey hull material with a mismatched shapes for the hull plating. I've got this lovely blue design here on the main and the secondary deflectors there. And you'll see this blue and goldish lighting effects going on at the side here. So this is supposed to depict sections of the hull that the plating's been removed and got exposed conduits with the associated lighting. At the rear, we've got blue across all the engines there. See more of that lighting effect here at the back of this module, same there on the underside of it. And then we can start to see the pattern of the hull plating there as well as we look side on. Top down again, more of that exposed area of the hull. You can see the conduit pattern going on there and a touch of the lighting effects. And we've got more of that hull pattern effect going on. See a bit better the blue there of the nacelles, and there's that exposed conduit look on the underside of that module. This here is the Discovery Vanity Shield. So it's one of the shields in the game that has a different look depending if you apply it to a Federation or a Klingon aligned character. So this is applied to a Federation character. So we've got the look of vessels in Season 1 of Star Trek Discovery belonging to the Federation. And we'll have a look at the ones that they refer to as Klingons in that series next. So the shield itself, we've got a few different shades of grey in the hull material. I've got this white and blue effect here on the deflectors. I see it's greyed out in the centre there, and same here. Red there on the Bussard collectors. In the rear we've got this red honeycomb pattern effect going on the impulse engines. And then we've got the blue there on the warp nacelles. And we've got this black line, which is an issue with the way the shield's been applied to this particular model. It shouldn't be there. Take it a bit further than normal so we can see the various shades there to the hull material and that pattern effect as well. And we get a better view of it there on the underside also, around the inner part of the saucer section there. And then you see that blue effect there on the nacelles on the underside. So this is the Discovery Vanity Shield on a KDF character. So we've got this brown hull material with various shapes to it. For the deflector arrays, the primary and secondary, we have this yellow and white pattern effect going on. So the red there with the Bussard collectors. At the rear, we've got this yellow and orange effect going on with the impulse engines there. And then these engines here, we've got the blue with this oval pattern as well. And then for the nacelles, we have got this elongated white through yellow into orange effect going on. And there we get a full view of all the pattern effects to the hull material. And with the same there on the underside. So here we have the Emperor's Vanity Shield. So this lovely orange pattern effect here on the main deflector, same up there on the secondary. You can see that cyan effect there for the Bussard collectors. In the rear, we've got the cyan there for the impulse engines, and we have this yellow for the warp engines there. Side on, we see some of this purple shading as well on the hull material. Same again there at the top of the module there. and a touch around the bridge module area. You might be able to faintly make out these blue illuminated dots. They do cover the full hull material, but unfortunately with the bright lighting issue at the moment in the ship customizer, it's not coming through too clear. And then we've got the yellow view of the nacelles there on the underside. This is the Ferengi vanity shield. So we have the orange hull material there that we've seen on quite a few Ferengi vessels in the TV shows. This gold colour as well. And then we've got this lovely deep yellow with a honeycomb pattern there on the main deflector with touches of grey. And we're seeing there yellow in the centre of the secondary deflector with a grey surround. Then we've got this yellow effect going on the Bussard collectors there. The rear we can see touches of grey hull material and a lighter yellow there for the warp engines and the darker yellow there on the impulse engines. See a bit more of the grey material from the side view. And you can also pick up some of these rivet effects on the hull plating with a bit of this design to the hull material itself. Again, we've got that black line issue on this one. Down, you can see more of the pattern effect in amongst the shades of the orange there. More of that rivet effect as well. Slightly lighter gold areas with the darker gold there. And with the same there on the underside. Here we have the Hur'q vanity shield. So we've got this pale green hull material with some of this purple shading as well. And then we have this illuminated green design effect going on at the side of the deflector, on the deflectors themselves. We can make it touch of the green there on the Bussard collectors. At the rear we're green for all of the engines. And then we can see here on this nacelle some of this black shading pattern going on with the green hull material there. Another view of it from the side. There's some more of that illuminated green pattern there. And more of the purple shading also. And we have quite a bit of the purple shading with that black pattern effect going on the module, with more of that illuminated green design sections. Underside, we've got more of that pattern effect going round the phaser array there. Some more of the purple, and then we get a better view of that green there on the underside of the nacelles. This is the Kelvin Divergence vanity shield. So similar to the Discovery one, it does have two appearances. This is the Federation appearance, and we'll look at the Klingon one next. So this is designed to give your vessel the look of Starfleet ships in the reboot films. So we've got a light grey hull material. We see that blue pattern effect there to the deflector arrays, similar to that of the Enterprise in the reboot films. We have the red there on the Bussard collectors. Got this orange and yellow effect here for the impulse engines, and this white and blue effect for the warp engines. Now, with this being the lighter hull material, it is going to get a bit bright as I rotate through and the light hits it. But rotating a bit further, and we can see that pattern effect with the various shades of the grey on the hull material and the blue lighting around the edges there. Same there on the underside, and we see that blue and white effect there on the nacelles. This is the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on the KDF characters. We've got this lovely red effect here on the deflector array. We've got the red here for the Bussard collectors. See the red honeycomb there on the impulse engines. Then we've got this blue effect here, and this duller blue effect for the nacelles. And as we're looking around the hull material, we've got various shades of green. This black line shouldn't be here on this one, but it is an issue with the way the shield is mapped to the material, because as you can see it's not present on this side. Get a better view of the nacelle colours there. Then you see the various shades of green being applied to the hull material, and then these sections of yellow illumination as well. And we're the same there on the underside. Next up's another popular shield in the game, and it's the Section 31 Vanity Shield. So I have this dark hull material. We can see the red there on the Bussard collectors. Then we've got this nice design here with the blue and the greyed out sections there of the deflector arrays. And at the side of the main deflector there, we've also got this striped effect. This nice red honeycomb pattern to the impulse engines, and then the cyan there for the warp engines. See a bit more of that striped effect there. Looking at the side, we can see a couple of different shades to the hull material. Unfortunately, we've got that black line issue again on one side, but not on the other. There we can see the various shades to the hull material. And again, the orange there with it being a Terran ship. And same again there on the underside for the hull. Now you can see that cyan effect there on the nacelles as well on the underside. Here we have the Tzenkethi Vanity Shield. So we've got this green hull material. Also got some grey shading and some black shading as well. This lovely orange deflector here, and also there on the secondary. Then we also have this lighting hull material, which does pulsate. You can see the white, grey and black there on the Bussard collectors. At the rear we have white across all of the engines, with some more of that black hull material shading going on the module, and more of the pulsating lighting going on around various parts of the ship there. And we can also make it this carved pattern design to the hull material. So look down from the top, we get a better view of the carved pattern throughout the various shades of the hull material there. Same again there on the underside, with more of that pulsating light effect going around the rim of the saucer. And then the white from the nacelles there with the grey cover on it. And the last shield that's currently in the Dilithium store is the Zhat Vash Vanity shield. So we've got this green glow effect here on the deflector arrays. Got the red effect there for the Bassard collectors. This olive green and fawn or sandy colour, if you like, for the hull material. Looking at the back, we have the red there for the impulse engines, and we've got the green there on the warp nacelles. And we see here the two-tone there for the hull material. Always reminds me of a army camouflage. Same there on the underside for the hull material, and there's that green glow off of the warp nacelles. And that concludes part 2 of ships from the 13th anniversary bundle. Hope you enjoyed looking at the Terran Monitor. In the description down below, I have links there to my Real Merch affiliate link for 10% off of your order. Also have links there for the STO wiki. That was your good resource for all information on Star Trek Online. Link there to the main Star Trek Online news blog, where you'll find patch notes and event details. My social media is also linked in the description, as well as Casual Sab's YouTube channel. So Casual Sab does a lot of builds, Q&As, live streams and honest reviews of new content to the game. Extremely knowledgeable individual and well worth a check out. And until the next video, thank you again for watching.